my body needs longer. It needs 8 hours sleep. So I'm a night owl and I'm going to stay that way. But, you know, I've stayed up till 3 a.m. before working, and lots of people wouldn't do that. Granted, I'm divorced, so that's like, you know, I don't have a partner who I need to consider, but you know, you have to put in the extra work to get where you want to be. And like you said, you have to act as if you think, right, where do I want to get to? Okay, how would that person act? What would they do in this situation? What would they do in that situation? So that's right. And then before you know it, you're there. Hopefully.
That's bringing to mind something, a quote I read yesterday. I've probably not got the wording quite right, but it was along the lines of, if you look at people or companies who you think are an overnight success story, look closely at them, and there's often years of hard work in the background.
Yes, and like the iceberg, where you've got all the hard work, so the late
press,
night.
You know, underneath. The headline will be, look at this, they've come out of nowhere, this huge success. And actually it is like that iceberg picture. There's so much in the background and underneath and building up to that success. It wasn't just a fluke. You know, flukes are really quite rare. It was the good fortune that came through years of preparation and work.
Exactly. One family member actually said to me, you always land on your feet. But I don't actually. Like, I've been working, when people are chilling out, I'm always on the go, you know. I am. People say, slow down, stop, take a rest. But no, I'm always on the go. And that's the way I am as a person. Maybe I've got into the habit of doing it now and I can't get out of it. But it's always it's the background work that lots of people don't see. It's the, you know, under the surface of the water, the iceberg, all of your commitment, all of your obstacles you've overcome to get to where you are. And that's what people don't see, and they just think you're handed it, but you're not. I can guarantee that you're not handed it at all. You know, it's sometimes I think to myself, what am I doing? What am I doing? You know, oh, we're going to the beach, have a lovely time, you know. But you do have to get the balance right. So, and that's something I'm working on now, so trying to relax a bit. Okay, and then there's another quote as well that links to this, and I may not get the words completely right, but it says, someone asked me, why do you always take the hard road? And then I said to them, why do you think I see two roads? So I think that's quite interesting as well. It's the determination, isn't it? No, I have to get there. There's no other option. I'm going to achieve it. There's no room for failure. I'm going to go and do it. And even if you fail the first time, that's not failure, because as long as you keep going, failure is only if you stop and give up.
And I've got a quote about that. So this one's from Barack Obama, and he says, the real test is not whether you avoid this failure, because you won't. It's whether you let it harden or shame you into inaction, or whether you learn from it, whether you choose to persevere. And I really like that, because it's part of the whole iceberg thing, that before you can have huge success at something, there's all the times when you didn't quite manage it, when you tried and it didn't come off and it didn't work. And the difference between people who succeed and people who don't is the people who succeed go, that wasn't quite right, let me try a slightly different tack. So a really good example of that would be when you talk to other people who run their own very small businesses, and you might talk to them about different kinds of advertising, and they might say, oh, well, I've tried Facebook adverts, they didn't work for me. And it might be that they didn't get any training on how to do it. They just threw 10, 20 pounds into an advert and didn't get the results they wanted. Well, actually, did you pay for that advert? Did you then change your advert? Did you change your audience? There's so many little tweaks to do. You can't do something once and say it just didn't work and stop.
No.
You try it, that wasn't quite right, let's just change one thing. Does that work now? Let's change another thing, and just keep tweaking things until they work. I like